everyone. So I am getting my kombucha brewing today, and so I'm just gonna pop in here and do a really quick video and just just a quick little overview for you to give you an idea of what the kombucha brewing process looks like from home. Now, we're gonna put my book, 1 second. If you are not too familiar with kombucha and you're wondering what it is a fermented tea beverage that is really rich in probiotics. So it's excellent for your gut health. It's great for a lot of things. So many health benefits. And if you love kombucha and you drink it all the time, you know how expensive it can be to buy, right? So making it at home is so much cheaper, and it is amazing. So what I do is I flavor my kombucha with my teas. So I use all of the fruit tea flavors, and actually any of them. I use the black and green teas, all of them to do the flavoring. It's kind of a two-part process. There's your first fermentation, which happens in this big pitcher here. And then there's your second fermentation, which is where you flavor it and you put it into bottles, and that's where you get your fizz and your flavor. So I am going to be, first I'll show you maybe what you would get in the kit if you were to purchase the kombucha kit from us. All right, so first of all, you get this party, we call it the party entertainer, I think. So this is like your 2-gallon pitcher that you're going to ferment your tea in. It's like a 10 to 15 day process. So you're gonna get that. It comes with a cover that you're gonna cover it up with while it is fermenting. You will get 2 of the teas. So there's a base tea. So when you're making your first ferment, you're using just a plain black or green tea. So you're gonna get a black and a green tea, and they're a bit of a smaller bag. It's kind of a sample 30-gram size, I think, that you get. And so you can try them both out and decide which you like better. I do like both. The green is probably my go-to. It's just a little bit lighter than the black. The black is a bit of a stronger flavor. So you're gonna get those. You will get a funnel to strain from here. I don't know if you can see this well enough, but it's got a spout on it, so it makes it easy for bottling. You have a funnel to pour into your bottles when you're pouring out. And you get this guidebook, of course, which is also online, something that you could definitely read through. I think on my last post, I posted the link to this brochure. Okay, and then you're going to get your SCOBY. So that's your culture, which comes with about a cup of the liquid. So that's like your starter. And normally you would get 4 of these bottles. These actually have been out of stock. We were told they were going to be back on the 25th of September, so I'm going to have to look into that and see what is going on. I haven't heard that they're back in stock yet, but maybe they will be. I will double check. But if you get the kit and you're not able to get these bottles, you can always use a different bottle. Like you can get Grolsch beer bottles or something like that to use for your kombucha. But normally you would get 4 of these in the kit. So they have just kind of a smaller condensed kit right now without those bottles. So I'll find out for sure what we're offering, and I will post that into the comments. Okay, so that is, I think, basically all the stuff that you get in the kit. I don't think I forgot anything. And this booklet here is great. It has all the health benefits of kombucha, exactly what it is, how it works, how the bacteria and the yeast and the sugars all work together to create that really delicious drink that is rich in probiotics. It has the recipe on how to get started, and it has kind of a troubleshooting guide. So this is a really great little guide to have. So to start your brew, and actually, you know what I'm sipping on? Did I already tell you this? I don't think so. I'm sipping on the creamy root beer. This is like one of my favorites. And I'm not a pop drinker. I'm not a big fan of root beer, but we have this creamy root beer tea, which is outrageously delicious. And in the kombucha, it is so good. So the kombucha, if you've never tasted it, everybody says like, what does it taste like? And it's kind of hard to explain unless you can actually try it. But it's almost like a apple cider kind of taste. And it really depends on how long you ferment it for. Some people like it a little bit sweet and just kind of light and refreshing. That's how I like it. Some people like it stronger. So the longer you ferment it, the more sugars that get eaten up, the stronger it's gonna taste. Almost kind of can go vinegary. If you let it go a really long time, it turns to vinegar. So that's the beauty of making it at home, is that you can decide when it tastes good to you and bottle it then. Okay, so basically the recipe to get started, you make yourself a sweet tea concentrate. So that's what I've done here. So I've taken 2 big scoops of my green kombucha based tea, and I've taken 1 cup of organic cane sugar. It doesn't have to be organic cane sugar, it can be just regular sugar. And I have put 3 cups of water with that. And so I'm making just a nice sweet tea concentrate, and I let that steep for about 10 minutes. Okay, so in this pitcher here, we're going to put about 10 cups of cold water, which is what I've got here. Close to 10 cups anyway. And this kombucha making really is an art form. So you will find that you'll want to follow the recipe the first few times that you make it, and then you'll be tweaking yourself after that. And there's really no right or wrong way to do it. I don't usually measure things, and it always works out. Okay, so then we're gonna add our sweet tea concentrate. This is the pitcher that has the strainer in the lid, so I always just steep it up in here, and I can just strain it out. And fun fact, so the green tea leaves that are left in this pitcher, you can re-steep green tea leaves up to 3 times. So I just fill this pitcher up with cold water when I'm done, and pop it in the fridge, and it makes a really nice iced tea. It's actually quite delicious, and it's just like plain green tea flavored, but it still has a bit of residual sugar in it from the sugar that I've added. It's just a nice, light, sweet green tea. I love it. Okay, so there we go. Now, what you're gonna add is, and this is the part that scares most people, is the SCOBY, right? The SCOBY is a little bit weird, like, let's be honest. So you're going to get about a cup and a half of starter fluid with your SCOBY, and I'll show you the SCOBY in a minute. So we're gonna add that in, and you just wanna make sure that your brew is like room temperature before you add the SCOBY to it. So that's why we did the cold water and then the hot tea, and then it's a nice temperature. All right, now here's the SCOBY. So this is your culture, and it's a symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. That's what SCOBY stands for. So we are just going to pop that right on top. There we go. And that usually just floats around on top. Sometimes it sinks to the bottom. Either way, it's totally fine. So now what we're gonna do is just cover this up. And you just wanna put this, you can put this into a cupboard, or you can keep it out on the counter. It really doesn't matter. And you're going to ferment that for approximately 10 to 15 days. Now, what we tell you that you should do is, especially the first couple times you're making it, is start to taste it on about day 5. And I was so scared to taste it the first time I made this. I was like, oh my God, it's gonna be disgusting. And it was really good. Like, it was really good. I was like, whoa, this is actually really good. So don't be scared. And you can use the spigot, just pour into a little cup a little bit on about day 5. It'll still be pretty sweet, but it'll give you an idea of what it tastes like. And then if you taste it every day or every second day after that, you'll see that it's starting to ferment and that sweetness is starting to go away. And then when it tastes good to you, maybe it's still a little bit sweet, but not too sweet, you're going to bottle it. So when I bottle, and I usually get about 5 or 6 bottles out of one of these whole batches, and then I just do continuous brew. So I just keep it going. I bottle, I keep about a cup of reserved liquid, or 2 cups of reserved liquid in here, and then I make more sweet tea and the cold water, and I just keep the process going. And my fridge is always full. My whole family loves it, so we do drink a fair bit of kombucha. So the fun part is the flavoring. You can use real fruits and things, and you can use your teas. I'm finding such great success with the teas, and I mean, the fruit teas are so fun because they're a combination of, like, you know, 8 or 9 different fruits, and just the flavors are incredible. So, I mean, we have 100 tea blends. You can imagine the fun that I have trying all the new flavors. And if you like, you know, something more like along the lines of lemon ginger, use some of the lemon ginger teas. They're amazing. I've used black teas like the blueberry. Chai teas actually give it a really, really delicious, like spicy apple cider taste. And my favorite fruit so far, I've had success with some and some not, like for real fruit, is frozen raspberries. Delicious, like so good. Anyways, so here I'm using the cherry sangria. It's just one of the fruit teas, so it's just got nice big chunks of fruit. So I'm going to put a couple scoops in there. I usually do about 2 good scoops, and then you can add more sugar at this point. So it's kind of, to get it fizzy, you have to have the right balance of your sugar and your yeast. So it's, like I said, it's kind of an art to figure out. Mine isn't always super fizzy, but then sometimes I'll get the odd batch that is really fizzy. But I don't work that hard at it because I like it either way. It's always delicious, whether it's fizzy or not. I know some people have like explosions with their kombucha, so you definitely can get that fizz if you want it. So we're gonna put a little bit of sugar in there, and that's what I would do. Of course, I'm not going to fill this yet because this is not fermented, but then I would just fill it right up. I fill it right up to the top with the kombucha. I wet the top of my bottle. There's a seal on here, and then I just close it up. And so you're gonna get 5 or 6 of these, and you're gonna put them in just in a dark cupboard for a couple of days, like 2-3 days. They're gonna flavor up nicely. They're going to get some fizz, and then you just pop them in the fridge, and they're good for weeks in the fridge. Mine don't usually last that long, and what I do is I just leave the tea bits in it, and then when I'm pouring a glass for myself, I just use like a tea strainer, and I just pour it through that to sip. So it's delicious. It's actually a lot of fun to make. I never thought this would be my thing, but I have been brewing the kombucha for over 3 years now, I think, or about 3 years, and I absolutely love it. And it's easy. Like, it probably takes me about, you know, maybe 20 to 30 minutes every couple of weeks to bottle and to get a new batch going and get everything cleaned up, and it's easy. So I do have a complete demo in my VIP tea group as well. So for anybody who orders the kit and wants to get started, I've got that demo for you to watch. It's about 30 minutes, but I go through like the entire process and have a few other, like a few little things that I just want everybody to know before they get started. All right, so I think that's it. If you have any questions about that, let me know, and I'm gonna look into that kit and what kit is available right now as well, and see if the bottles are back in stock. All right, so just let me know if you have any questions. Have a great day, guys. Thanks for watching.